Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Sandra. 我是你们的老师 Sandra. First, let's exchange some pleasantries. 大家好，你们好吗？ I hope the answer is 很好。Last but not least, of course, 欢迎欢迎欢迎 Welcome to Community Mandarin. Today, we're gonna do one of the festivals again. I know. It is technically the Mid-Autumn Festival in China right now because they're about half a day ahead of us. And tonight, I believe if we're lucky enough, if wherever you live is not gonna have a rain, you will probably see the big round moon tonight. Because in the Lunar New Year, tomorrow technically is supposed to be the lunar calendar's eight not eight sorry August 15th 8月15 in the lunar calendar, in the 农历 calendar. Okay, and then it's supposed to be the day that it's in the middle, it marks the middle of autumn, and the moon is supposed to be the biggest and the roundest. So today, I think last year I did something similar to this, but this year let's dive a little bit deeper into the customs, the tales, and then the traditions of Mid-Autumn Festival, 中秋节. All right, let's jump into our materials. First one, let's look at the festival we're going to be talking about. 中秋节 Yes, 请跟我读中秋节. At this point, I don't believe we have one single new word for this. 中, we've learned, means middle. 秋, we take it from 秋天, means autumn. And 节, as in all the holidays and festivals, we use the Chinese word 节. So, together, namely, Mid-Autumn Festival, aka the Moon Festival. I do believe in some English-speaking people call it the Moon Festival. Okay, so as I've explained before, it marks the middle of autumn in the lunar calendar, and it is supposed to be the night that the moon is the biggest and the roundest. So next up, let's look at some tales about 中秋节. First, let's look at this term. 玉兔. If you happen to be here when we were talking about the 12 Chinese zodiac sign animals, you would probably remember 兔, as in 兔子, means rabbit. And 玉 means jade. So 玉兔 together, it's the jade rabbit. There's a tale behind it. They're talking about the rabbit was willing to sacrifice himself and then jump into the fire to, sacrifice his own flesh and meat for the immortals asking for food. And then to reward the rabbit, they send it to the moon and then let it become an immortal jade rabbit. And ever since then, the Chinese jade rabbit stays in the moon and just keep on pounding medicines for souls who live in heaven. Nowadays, we would say on the night of 中秋节, when you look into the moon, you will probably see the silhouette of a little bit look like a rabbit compounding the medicine. Of course, now that we have science, we know it's basically just the surface of the moon. They have mountains and they have plains too. That's probably causing by the uneven surface of the moon. But back then, it's a very romantic perspective when, our ordinary people gaze into the moon and then was fantasizing all about this beautiful tales. Okay, so first term we're gonna learn, it is 玉兔, jade rabbit. And next one, let's learn about the tale of 嫦娥. So we have two tails kind of wrapped in one. So in ancient times, there's a saying that we have 10 suns hanging on the sky. And then every day it was super, super hot, and the people's life are very difficult, and then their crops won't grow. And then our hero, whose name is Hou Yi, he used his great strength and used arrow to shoot down 9 of the 10 sons. And then he married a beautiful woman named Chang'e, and the couple just lived a happy life. And one day, the Queen of Heaven presented Hou Yi an elixir which, if taken, would help him to ascend immediately to heaven and become a god. Hou Yi took it home and asked Chang'e to keep it. They are very content with their life. They didn't want to be gods. They just want to be a happily married couple on earth. And then, unfortunately, a villain named Peng Meng got to notice, broke into their home, and then demanded Chang'e to hand over the elixir while Hou Yi was not at home. And in a moment of desperation, Chang'e swallowed the elixir. And then, since she is reluctant to leave her husband, but she had to, because now when you took the medicine, your body became light and you immediately had to rise up to heaven. So Chang'e chose to fly to the moon, the nearest place to the earth in heaven. And Hou Yi missed his wife a lot, so on the day of the full moon, he placed on the tables the food that Chang'e liked. And then this is the tale about, actually, it's two tales wrapped in together. The first one is called 后羿射日, as in this little cartoon picture that I found online. First, let's talk about 传说 tale, the word I keep repeating, which some people might think it's tale, like a dog's tail, like what's happening. So tale, legend in Mandarin, we call it 传说, 传说. And then we're talking about two tales regarding 中秋节. And of course, we should not say 二个传说, right? Because if it's numeral words plus measure words plus none, when it comes to two, we say 两. Yes, 两个传说. The first one is about 后羿射日. Hou Yi is the hero of the tale. I just kind of capped for you guys. 射 means to shoot. When we're talking about Olympic sports, we're probably talking about shooting. 射击. So 射 means to shoot at something, whether using pistol or an arrow. And 日, we've learned that 日 originally means the sun. And then it has another meaning, kind of evolved from the sun. It means a day, from the sun up to sundown, or from the sun up to the next sun up, technically. Okay, and then it also has another 传说 wrapped in the same one. It's about 后羿's wife, 后羿的妻子嫦娥. And this one is called 嫦娥奔月. Again, I found I think it's very romantic little pictures where you show the wife Chang'e had to kind of float up to the moon. So 嫦娥奔月. 奔 is a verb. It means to run, to dash to some place. So we often use 奔 with 跑, to run. So 奔跑 together means to run in a more formal setting. And 月, similar to 日, the original meaning is the moon. And then it is also used to represent a whole moon phase, which is approximately a month. So moon carries double meaning too. The moon, not the moon, 月 carries double meaning too. Moon and months. Okay, so we have these 两个传说. They are respectively 后羿射日和 and 嫦娥奔月. So in the tale, in the 传说 we're talking about, Hou Yi would present the food that Chang'e likes. Nowadays, I know like people in different regions of China or in different Asian countries, they kind of celebrate 中秋节 a little bit with different food, I know like people in Taiwan would probably sometimes they do the pomelo, yuzu, and some do taro, some kind of like a potato form, and then some would eat duck dish. So there are different food in regards to celebrating 中秋节, but I think the more common pastry to be celebrating 中秋节 is called 月饼, 月饼. And then yue, of course, moon. Bing. Bing is a round, flat pastry, kind of in the form of a pie. But we put yue bing together. Usually we would call it in English moon cake. Moon cake. As the picture shows, it's a little bit smaller and then have a certain thickness, a little bit thicker than a pie. So, 月饼 is the way to call what you see in this picture. And then since it has the shape of a moon, it symbolizes harmony, unity, because after all, 中秋节 is a festival that people want to celebrate family reunion, the harmony of people getting together, because, it symbolizes a round circle, which is the shape of the moon, the shape of 月饼, and it shows the the wholeness of your family, your community between husband and wife in the tale we just talked about. Okay, so that is the tale of 中秋节. Hopefully, I did a decent job explaining it. If my English failed you at some point, I'm sorry. 对不起. And I'll see you next Thursday. No, this Thursday. Okay, I'll see you Thursday. 星期四再见.